Well, hello, everybody. I'm Wilson Cole. I'm president of Adams, Evans, and Ross. And I want to talk to you just a minute about attorneys versus collection agencies. And I promise this isn't going to be an infomercial of why you want to use us, because there are times where if you've got a relationship with a local attorney, that may be the better option to use. And we have clients that have attorneys that they've used forever. They may try us on the collection side. Hopefully we get it collected. Many times we do, but if we don't, they utilize their own attorney to have it sued. I understand that, but let me cover a couple of things that your attorney is simply not going to tell you. And this has to do with out-of-state debtors. And attorneys are their businesses, so they're certainly trying to bill by the hourly rate and things along those lines. And if you've got an attorney, that local attorney that's willing to handle it on a contingency, they may have a side angle or they may see something there. And this may not apply to that situation, but 99 times out of 100, we have a client give us a call. Here's the scenario. They're in Florida or they're in Boise, Idaho. They are in a particular state. They may even have a jurisdictional clause in their state, and the debtor is in, let's say, California. So our client hires the attorney sues at $300, $500 an hour, does whatever, charges them $2 to $10,000. They get a judgment, and then the attorney looks at them and says, well, you're going to need to go domesticate this judgment over in California to be able to enforce it. So here's your judgment, and sorry we weren't able to help. Now, most attorneys will tell you, gee, if we're not able to sue it here, you're going to need to have a second attorney to enforce it. And with that being said, there are some states that have more aggressive long-arm statutes. But if your debtor is in California, their bank is a local county bank or state bank in California, and all of their clients are in California, or at least most of them that you know of, and you're in Florida and you have a Florida judgment, it's going to be, I don't want to say there's always going to be that one rare exception, but it's pretty much impossible to collect. What attorneys don't tell you is they're barred in this instance in the state of Florida. Your debtor's in California, so you have to go domesticate that judgment, which means getting another attorney involved. And it's not quite suing them all over again, but for a lack of a better word, it's like suing them all over again. And it's frustrating for me to see our clients on a $25,000 account get hit with a $5,000 to $10,000 legal bill that, in my opinion, either the attorney knew he couldn't collect or should have known he couldn't have collected. So in those scenarios, using an agency that doesn't have the same bar requirements. Now, as many of you guys know, we have attorneys on our staff. We're in Georgia. They are barred in the state of Georgia. So we use outside attorneys, but we have a relationship in Florida. We have a relationship in California. We have a relationship in New York that lasts decades with these attorneys. And if we know that there is a jurisdictional clause that it may need to be enforced or sued there, but enforced in another state, we will discuss that with you, and we can typically work it among our attorneys to where it doesn't cost you anything other than court cost, and you don't have hourly rate and things along those lines. So one thing that I would suggest that you do is if your local attorney says, yep, let's go ahead and get them sued, they haven't responded off of my demand letter, and that's typically what happens is they send out a demand letter, they don't pay, and the fallback position is to sue them. If the debtor is not in state and they do not have assets in your state, then ask the attorney if he would handle it on a contingency basis. If the attorney tells you no, it's on an hourly rate, in my opinion, the only one that's going to win in that transaction is the guy charging you by the hour. So keep that in mind. If you have a collection out of state, give us a shout. We'll walk you through the scenario on what we would do to get it collected, and then you can make your decision on that. If you'd like to talk about a collection issue that you're having, please visit us at staffingdebt.com and book an appointment with one of our credit and collection consultants. Thank you. Hey guys, it's Wilson again, and this video was brought to you by Adams, Evans, and Ross. And if you like the video, please make sure that you click on the subscribe button and also like the video. If you have any questions or comments, please leave those below as well. If you'd like to learn more about our company, please visit our website at staffingdebt.com. And also remember, if there's no collection, there's absolutely no cost at all.